Rampage, let me ask you this question. So you mentioned that you were a guy that had to stick up for your cousins and friends because they were bullied around, and fighting was like a real part of your life, right? So I'm always fascinated to ask MMA fighters about street fights, not MMA fights.
Right.
Is there ever a time that you could tell us about where like a couple of guys either don't know who you are, or maybe they do and they want to test you, where you have to end things on the streets because they made a big mistake?
Well, I haven't gotten into a fight since I become a pro. Besides, like my son, I got a son that's like 26 years old, and it's two alphas living in the same house, so you bump heads. But outside of that, I haven't been in a fight in years. But the first time I went to the UK, I remember some rugby guys was trying to bully one of my friends. He was an MMA fighter, but he was small, and they didn't know much about MMA back then because they couldn't tell he had cauliflower ear. They couldn't tell that. But honestly, the biggest guy on a rugby team, I think my guy could have took him. He was like a little small guy. I think he could have took him, but the guy was bigger than me, a big, kind of fat, muscular guy. So, long story short, I ended up, we almost went to brawling with almost like the whole team. It was only 3 of us. And I offered to buy a guy a beer. I said, let me buy you a beer so I don't have to kick your ass. He was like, what? He's never heard that before. And he was like, what do you say? I said, let me buy you a beer so I don't have to kick your ass. He's like, I don't want no beer. I was like, oh, okay then. I go to the restroom later, and I'm using the restroom, and he walks in behind me, and then I'm at the urinal. He comes next to me. I think he's about to start something. Then one other guy that was, I guess, on his team, or it was a bunch of rugby guys there, he was like, Rampage Jackson, what are you doing here? And then the guy that was causing all the trouble, he was like, well, you know the guy? He was like, it was right after I just won a belt from Chuck Liddell. He was like, that guy just knocked out Chuck Liddell. He's like one of the baddest men on the planet right now. You don't know who this guy is? And so by this time I'm there watching